All right, welcome back. Welcome back. It's another Lucius Live. We had a little skip week there. Allergies or something hit me last week, and I just couldn't. I didn't have a voice really. I don't think I could talk for more than like half an hour. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. The world mourned, I know, and a lot's happened since then. But let me introduce my comrades here. We have Fresher Luke. How you doing, Luke?
Hi, Lucius. You had last week of allergies. I had the whole month of allergies.
Yeah, you told me. So I don't even know if it was as hard hit as you. Like it was kind of like an overnight thing, and like the next day, like my throat was sore, kind of thing. And yeah, it just added up. And then we got the man, the beautiful J Money. Look at this guy,
J Dollar.
Good man. Yeah, J Dollar.
Hello. How are you?
The internet's missed you, man. Where have you been? Where have you been hanging around? You
surviving.
threw all this. Yeah.
And where did you buy this do-rag?
Do-rag? It's not a do-rag. It's like a
all right.
It's a hippie. What do you call them?
Head smock.
It's a spring beanie.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I like
what
it.
we'll call it.
I like it.
And
No.
Gangster.
What?
Yeah, totally. I can imagine him on the streets, menacing people, hitting his hose up,
popping
my
caps
money,
in
bitch.
people's asses. Yeah. Polishing his grill.
Yes.
We have some words from our vice president here. Not sure if you all got this message, but
space is exciting. It spurs our imaginations, and it forces us to ask big questions. Space, it affects us all, and it connects us all.
There we go.
Wow.
Space.
So moving. So touching. I feel compelled to want to go into space now after that. That thrilling speech.
The title, like somebody gave that on that post, was like when you don't read the book and you're giving the book report.
Yes.
This is exciting. Space.
I want to know who's writing her speeches.
Probably the same person who's handling Joe Biden. There's somebody running this country. It's not who we think it is. Whoever was in that Easter Bunny outfit, man, that's the person running it. You saw it, right?
Lady.
He starts talking about like Pakistan, Afghanistan, and then all of a sudden the rabbit gets in front of him, waving his hands. This way, Joe. This way. Oh, God, it's sad and funny. All you can do is laugh or cry. And yeah, we speaking of Twitter, man, we got a new handler.
Yes.
A new owner, and surprisingly,
a new pimp, I might say.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy El Gargoyle here in chat, throwing down his eggplant. Yeah, people freaking out, and I don't even know like really how much control Elon Musk has at this point.
Probably.
He won't have any until October.
Yeah, but already people are getting accounts back, mainly because I think they're trying to make it look like it wasn't as bad as it was.
Well, he can like literally walk into the office and make his presence be known and stand behind people at this point. So,
and this is AI art actually that I did. This is supposed to be a hybrid of Elon Musk with the
what?
Here. Yeah, saying he bought the place, and this is supposed to be an SJW bluebird.
Wow,
ugly, hideous bluebird has like a nose ring. Like this is what it did. And
how long did you take to do that there?
It's AI, it's done instantly.
This was kind of first try. This was also first try. This one took a while. I kept wanting to add like ornaments and like heavier lines. I think I even stopped this like mid processing because it wants to add more and more detail as it goes. That just is like extra and usually hideous. Unreal. These are also down here. I did this for Narwhal on his Nosferatu book. So this is like a high school yearbook photo. Nosferatu. This is VHS footage of him in what I put downtown Portland because that's like where Narwhal was like hanging his hat. I think he's in Washington now. This is a Hollywood headshot, casting like headshot of Nosferatu, and this was there were a series of ones I did where it was like wine by Nosferatu. I thought this one was like the best one. There are a couple others, but it kept fucking up the shadows and stuff like that. It would like make it something that it wasn't. But yeah, that all gets done in like the matter of seconds based on your input. But there's no guarantee. Usually you get like on this one you can kind of see the monstrous double hand thing happening here, but it sort of works because it's kind of out of focus and he is like an element of darkness or whatever. But yeah, that was all like, you know, in one night, you know, one of these would have taken an actual artist to do like all day, and just a matter of minutes on that AI bot generator thing.
The thing's crazy.
It is.
You're crazy, Jay Dilla.
I am not.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, I guess Kamala Khan tested for positive for COVID, and Maxine Waters tested. Yeah. And they say they're like boosted to the 4th booster shot. I don't believe any of that shit unless like they do it on camera. I don't buy it for 1 second that any of them have it. Especially at this point, it's kind of like even they must know the science is pretty much like clear cut on it. Like it's against them at this point.
We got to keep up the facade.
Yeah, they do.
It's all pitches for big pharma. Every time you pitch it or tell people to do it, the more and more people get the shot, the more and more money.
Well, they ordered them, man. I think that's the thing. Like the government mandated it and ordered out the shots. Like it's already like on order. They have to send it out.
Yeah, some places.
Not all places.
And then one of the other things that popped up on my Twitter feed recently, besides everyone getting accounts back, which is good to see, is that the movie from 20 years ago we needed to change. Spider-Man has had its homophobic line cut. This is the scene with Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw. And it actually is like a joke. I don't know. Luke hadn't seen this. I don't know if you saw this, J Money. The 4chan like joke image. This is from like 5-6 years ago, and supposed to be like a version of the movie where this homophobic line was confronted by Bonesaw and talking down Spider-Man and saying he was on the wrong side of history. He learned a valuable lesson, and the entire events that followed in the rest of the movie would have been just fine. Uncle would have lived, et cetera, et cetera.
What is it exactly that this is?
So this is a 4chan like kind
of like the complaint about the movie.
So the actual line here is here. That's a cute outfit. Did your husband make it for you? That is the line in question, because it's a homophobic line. Like it's supposed to be an insult to the guy, and it was controversial because it's insulting gay relationships. Yeah. And 20 years later, they have to cut it.
Don't I have Spider-Man? I think I have Spider-Man.
I do. I have it on DVD. You know, not that I watch it all that often or anything, but I'm just like, wow, it really, really changing the world here.
Spider-Man 3 is where it's at.
Yeah, they were decent for their time, but they're really not that good now.
I disagree. I think they've aged like fine wine.
No.
Yeah.
Fine Roman wine during Constantinople era. Gritty and gross.
No, like a fine Cabernet. What? Or something. I don't know.
You don't like Cabernets, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, I didn't think you did. There's no way you like Cabernets.
No, I can't really drink wine just because of all the preservatives in it.
I get fucking headaches.
Yeah.
I'm sulfate sensitive. I'm a bitch.
That's what
fine.
that sounded like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that out loud if I were you.
Well, it's what it
I
is.
can't drink
especially
that.
especially
I'm
amongst
sorry.
other wine drinking men, if I might add.
Why
I'm so
is
sensitive. Do you have anything on the menu?
you can get a there's wine made out of pine sap and that shit that doesn't give me headaches. So there are things that are sulfate free.
Is there wine made out of brine?
Could
What is
Google
brine
that.
again?
Because it rhymes with pine and wine.
Okay.
And
Joe Ball.
here's
Joe
another
Ball.
question. Is there wine made out of crying?
Joe Ball should get the link.
Oh, it's Joe
Is
Ball.
there a wine made out of what?
Crime.
If you want to shoot him the link, I don't know if I have him up or not.
Anyway, my
Our
cryptic
children
riddles.
should be going.
No pressure to come onto the show either, Joe Ball, if you can't.
All the pressure.
Do not allow Joe Ball onto this stream.
Oh no! I accidentally said. Yeah, but our children are going to bed by now. My daughter is sneezing. I just heard her.
Not
sneeze.
my children. My children have been asleep for years.
Okay, you weren't sneezing. Yes.
Whoa. Get the facts right.
I know, bruh. If you talk out of place, if you make an incorrect sentence,
Fake news
we'll let
over
you know.
here with J Money.
So anyway, what else has been going on, Lucius?
Oh well, continuing on with the Spider-Man train here.
Yes.
Oh, lost pages, nice.
Cool.
Like go
As
for
you're
it.
saying, Lucius.
Sexy.
As you were saying, Lucius.
Oh,
Yeah. This is also the Spider-Man one thing I saw maybe yesterday, a day ago, and then I saw this just today. They're renumbering, restarting
no,
the
boy.
Amazing Spider-Man.
All right.
I saw this. It just wow, like just the phoning it in. I don't know how much money they gave John Romita Jr. to do this, but it's just like completely lacking all ambition and for number one, for like kind of a relaunch, and this is his return, I guess, to the book itself, and he had a run, pretty strong run. Who was it? JMS, something like that. The author, back in
Michael Straczynski, or whatever.
Back in the early 2000s.
That
did fairly well.
Yeah,
and now this is his return to the book, and just all sorts of shit just off with it. I did my own Twitter post about it from this post by ASW Comics, I think it is, Drew Williams, and I saw that Matt Barr had pointed out, like in the comments here, like the pinky isn't out on the web shooter hand, like that's just a classic pose. I found
oh shit,
yeah, like this is like bent here. Now I could say you could do that as like a cartoonist kind of thing that to show motion or whatever, but the rest is pretty stiff, so it kind of looks out of place, like it's on the verge of breaking, or he's bow-legged, and he's almost no torso. Like if you look at this, his chest is like
what do you
as
mean?
big as the rest of his abdomen here.
No, it's like
it's not foreshortened.
It is foreshortening. The torso, like I understand your critique about the leg, but the torso isn't as much of an issue.
If you look at the webbing count here, it's like the same count for just his upper chest.
Yes,
for the rest of
that's called being an artist, Lucius.
All right, I'm calling it lazy.
That's
and then there's kind of like
that's what I meant. Being an artist.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the buildings, everything, just kind of, yeah. And it's $6 for this book.
Yeah,
man,
John Romita is pretty lazy. He's always been lazy since the early 2000s. He's not done anything worth a damn.
Is that?
I don't think he's as good as he used to be. A number of guys, they don't.
Well, how old
it's name
is he
recognition.
now?
They don't have to do it.
He's pretty old now. He's in maybe hitting his 60s, I think, by now.
Oh, and I watched the Perth Comics review of this. He kind of dressed it down for punching on Peter Parker further, and it's the thing that I lost complete interest in Spider-Man as a character is just like he never ever like
Caught a
one
break.
big. He never like it's like this dude has fucking superpowers and he's like supposed to be an intellectual genius. How the fuck does he not make it in this world? Like there should be the whole startup is hard and all you had to do, like they didn't want him having a kid, having a family, all this stuff. It's like, well, those are extra problems. Like why does he have to always save Aunt May from like the bills or she fell down a flight of stairs. I don't know. She got the sniffles. It was any number of things. Poor Aunt May has to go to the doctors, but the Green Goblin's attacking downtown. What will I do? Like, how many times can we run that? And the one more day, brand new day thing was just like really bad. A really bad reset.
I think this is probably a really good time to talk about how serialized stories are just kind of not in fashion anymore. They've long gone out of fashion a long time ago, just because times change and it would make more sense.
I don't like or go on.
Well, I was going to say it'd make more sense for them to transfer over to more of, say, like a graphic novel digest format.
I would say that you and I both like the all-star format. Basically, it's just like a timeless version of the character that anyone can do what they want to do. But I would say I don't mind the idea of it being a mantle. I know some people take that in the wrong way, but one of the books I really liked was Batman Year 100 by Paul Pope. And essentially it was this line they were doing where it's Batman set in the future, and then the storyline, Batman's existed since like the actual 1920s, and this is taking place basically I think in our modern time, and it's like a dystopian techno future anarcho tyranny that he's operating in.
I've read it. It's actually really good.
And essentially it's not the Batman we know. We don't even know for real who this Batman is. It's like it's hinted at, is it Bruce Wayne, is it someone from the Wayne family? It doesn't matter. There's been multiple instances of the same character, and it's just been handed down. And there's even Robin, quote unquote, is actually another Batman in the book. Like he's a decoy Batman when he's like on the run from this police force. And I was like, that's actually like a really fucking good idea, a really good execution. I liked that Paul Pope didn't give him like all this super techno armor gadgetry shit. Like he was actually really stripped down, like bones, sort of Batman. Like he's just in sweats. He has like a grappling hooks and shit that he's like going through ventilation systems with, and he uses like false teeth to make them think like he's this monstrous hybrid or something to the people. Like it was just like that. I dig that version of the character, and I don't mind the idea of like, it is actually a mantle, and that's your way of hitting the reset button. So it's just passed on to someone else. And Batman was pretty perfect for that, actually, as a character. They kind of set that up well. I don't know why they don't run with it.
I don't know if it should be more of a mantle. I think it should be more about getting interesting creators to do interesting stories and sort of like let them, I guess, sort of have close to free reign, like sort of commission them, be like, hey, we see that you've got a body of work and we really like your stuff. Would you like to do a Spider-Man story? It can be about whatever you want. And, you could come back and say, I want to do like a 350-page graphic novel about Spider-Man learning to wash the dishes or something, right?
I just want to address this question by Forward Comics. I invited J Money on because we missed him. I haven't heard any of his crazy theories yet. He hasn't got there. He's kind of been sitting there mellow, very chill. We think it's the hat. It's all the hat that he wears.
The do-rag?
The appropriation is strong with this one.
The spring hoodie.
But you're looking good, J Money. You're looking good.
Yeah, you are looking good, J Money.
Well, to hit on what y'all are talking about, they just focus on 6 to 8 issues, trade paperbacks, and then they move on. They don't focus on the stories like they did in the early 200s, 300s, 400s, things like that, where Peter Parker was essentially perpetually the same age.
Yeah.
So they just kind of stopped doing that. You really noticed it getting like the early 2000s when X-Men started to suck terribly. I mean, everything just really started to suck. The covers started to have this, I don't know, like a Asian, like a manga Asian inference.
I think it had more of a Zinesta inference of people who read nothing but like yaoi manga and then was like, oh, I can draw like that.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad. And then it just went off the deep end. And then it was like Astonishing X-Men when they brought on the Cassidy guy. I forget his name.
John Cassidy.
But he was really good in the beginning, and then like around 6-7 issues in, he just gave up. You could tell he gave up on the art, and that just kind of became a thing that the industry did, and it's not fun anymore because they're expecting you to always have like a 6 to 8 issue story there for you, while completely forgetting what made what everyone reads right now. Everything has been gotten like the 50 to 20 years or so. All of that type of storytelling, completely fucking gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
So, and they stopped it. Just stopped completely. Every single production.
Yeah.
Every single production.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. I mean, the only exception is probably the what was it, Batman Black and White, by SMG, Sean Gordon Murphy.
Oh,
the White Knight
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a great example where they just kind of like, you know what I mean? He was like, I'm going to do my version of Batman, and people like it. So
yeah, it was good up to a point. One of the things I think every creator needs, I don't think he's as strong a writer as he is an artist.
Yes.
And what even like the likes of Frank Miller, like I think you still need somebody pulling the choke chain a little bit, like reeling you back in. Like Dark Knight Returns, great book, but he was not in full control then. They gave him a lot of leeway to let him run with it, but he was not in full control. When it came back to like Dark Knight Strikes Again, and I forget what the other Dark Knight book after that, like it wasn't as strong, it wasn't as solid. I think it had good ideas in it, but the execution was kind of sloppy, kind of like fast,
I know,
very slapdash.
I know what the third book was. It's The Dark Knight Strikes Thrice.
It should have been, but I think every creative, like there is like a point where like having somebody there. Think of like the George Lucas Star Wars movies. Yeah, he was hamstrung, he was tied up, but in that like those confines, he did like a lot of like creative work that you let him do his fucking shit with the prequels, and it just goes off the fucking rails. Like that's like a perfect example of somebody who's like got full creative license to do whatever they want. But that's not necessarily a bad or a good thing, and there's like famous clip of him like after the movie's been the final edit or whatever, the final version.
I remember that. Yeah.
And they watch it in their own private theater, and he's like, he himself is like, yeah, we might have gone like a little too far. Like, a little too late to pump the brakes at that point.
I just want to point out, you brought up Frank Miller and his books. He was actually one of the people who were notorious for the 6 to 9, 6 to 10 issue stories. So he was one of the ones who it was good, totally acceptable, like with Dark Horse.
Oh, like doing issue like arcs, like story arcs.
Yeah, he was one of the ones who's because they stopped. Remember with like Todd and all those guys, early on when he like did Incredible Hulk, he did quite a bit of issues, and they just, like I was saying, they stopped. But just to hit one, what you were just saying about Frank Miller, he is actually one of the dudes who, because all of a sudden it felt like their stories were designed or their design was based upon maybe one day getting a movie. So I feel like maybe that hurt a lot of the books completely, because you're going to get the Armor Wars and all that. With the Marvel movies, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be all the new books that just had very short stories to move them forward.
Well, I kind of feel like after Robert Downey Jr. leaving the ranks and the Avengers set of movies over with, like, Marvel will never be the same again. It can't recapture that. I actually had higher hopes for the Thor movie because I actually like Chris Hemsworth. I do think he has comedic chops, and him mixing with the Guardians of the Galaxy crew doesn't seem like that bad of a fit. But it is completely tone deaf to like what Thor was, which was kind of like a Shakespearean, melodrama of gods and demigods and stuff like that. So I could see where people like hesitant to watch that. As far as ragging on Natalie Portman, I admitted to having a crush on her, and like I would jump her still, even with the muscles, man. I would still do it, but like it looks like it's real, like legit. She's been working out. She's been hitting the iron. And people think like the definition's fake. Like to get definition, they actually dehydrate themselves. Like you basically.
Well, they don't do that no more.
They do. They do also. I wouldn't be surprised if she was on steroids or something.
Yes,
growth hormone.
hopefully.
Yeah, there's something.
I'd love to see Natalie Portman like roid rage.
Did you see her set photos where she was dancing? She was dancing on a stage.
No.
And like she had a shirt like this, and and her like triceps were sticking out.
Oh, God.
Just like with her dancing, you're like, dang, I like swole women. I don't mind that.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'll take her in a Black Swan days too.
I always complain they should hire the women who, like in Wonder Woman, all of the strong women were the background characters. There has to be a CrossFit lady who can get a main role, who has like there needs to be a strong ass Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Can we have a strong ass Wonder Woman?
I mean, you can get a strong ass Wonder Woman. The thing is whether or not that CrossFit lady can act.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can we get a CrossFit lady who can act?
No.
Can
the answer to your question is no, J Dollar.
There must be one. There must be.
There is.
Look, I'm telling you right now. Okay, I checked my sources just now. I said, look, is there a CrossFit woman who can act out there in the world? And they said no, just flat out no. It will never happen.
What's that chick?
The closest you'll get is Gina Carano. All right, that's the closest you'll get.
No.
But she's not CrossFit. She's more MMA.
Who's the lady who married? Oh, fuck. All right, she was in the movie with Tom Cruise with all the robot gear, and they kept going back in time every time he died.
Oh yeah, Emily Blunt.
Yeah, Emily Blunt. She needs to take some steroids. She would.
No, she was good in that, man.
She's a mother though, so I don't think her kids would appreciate her roiding
She's with
out.
Jim from The
Roids
Office.
Are fine. There's nothing the matter with.
No, I mean roid leads to roid rage.
So. No.
Jesus fuck!
That's what I'm talking about.
What is this shit?
Yeah, man.
What is this bullshit?
Apparently, between takes, she was just dancing between the takes.
Who is this man?
People were, oh, look at that chick on the left.
God damn, she's ruined herself.
She can lose that. She can lose that.
You think
so?
What do you mean?
This is, of course, the shot in question. And I don't think you can really rag on it because it's literally 2 seconds of the trailer.
I think she needs to be stronger.
I actually hope they like go full throttle with it and have like Titania and Absorbing Man, like that famous page where like she's like Titania knocks out Absorbing Man. It's like, I'm doing this because you're a girl and it's woman power and all this, and then Lady Thor still knocks her out because it's like, well, I got to do this anyway, even though you're turning yourself in for being the bad guy. Like it's one of the like infamous like SJW monologue pages of all time. It just like makes no sense, no heroism or anything. Like I hope like they stick to their guns that solidly, that's still in there somehow, some way.
Wait,
I want to watch it burn, basically.
Oh, okay, all right. That was my question. Like, what are you talking about, Lucius?
They're going that way anyway. You know, just like they hope to always like for some reason they think like they're gonna get under Chris Pratt's skin, and it's like this dude's a fucking millionaire. He's living his best life. He doesn't give a flying fuck about what any of you think.
And he married Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, he has it. Like he has it made. Like what? And I never got the sense from like what I saw of him, like Parks and Rec and stuff like that. Like he doesn't seem like that much of a prude. Like I think he separates the acting gig from his like personal life well enough, or his personal beliefs. Like I don't see him turning down like, oh, let's make him bisexual just to make him uncomfortable. It's like he'll run with it. Like I don't have any doubts. Like he can just do that, turn it off, and go home and live his fucking life.
They're not going to do that to the role.
I don't think they will, but I wouldn't put it past them.
You gotta also remember Pratt. Pratt is a strong name.
I mean, I think everyone here would agree with that. You know,
if that's not real, but if that was so,
which one? That one we're seeing right now?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
I mean, she doesn't look too ripped there. She actually looks like feminine, but.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna. Well, because you remember the female Thor in the story, she has cancer. She's dying of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're gonna do that.
Nah, she'll just be the best at it. She'll be a better Thor than Thor.
I don't think she's gonna be like female Thor for multiple. I mean, if she does, then good contract. But I personally think she's going to be one of the ones who get killed by Gore, the God Butcher. So
I hope so. I would love that.
Or Thor's going to be in trouble and she saves him.
Yeah. I'm not really down with that.
Should we place bets right now?
I bet you $0 that this will be a good movie.
You really don't think? I think.
Why? Look, what is this optimism bias I'm hearing from all of you people? Like, who are you? What have you done with the people that I normally stream with?
No, I don't think it's going to be a good movie. I was going to say bets.
That's why I did not say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say bets that
right.
the Godslayer has Thor in his targets and Lady Thor saves him. Like she's the winning factor in that.
I think it's going to be a setup movie, like some of the other halfway decent films that are setting up the main arc. So I think it's going to be one of those setting up a new arc films.
It could be. I don't have the patience for that, though. Again, I thought the Thanos thing took way too long.
Well, I think they're going to do Galactus, and they're going to go into Galactus Fantastic Four and the mutants and all that stuff. So that's clearly where they're going. So it's going to be cool.
I mean, they're taking a while to get there. Jesus.
Well, they have to finish out all these retards' contracts. Like, who's the lady who played Scarlett Johansson? She was being indignant even before the contracts were ending. So, you know, she played the court game, and they said, fine. And they gave her a shit ton of money because they ruined her last film. They shouldn't have ruined it. We shouldn't have ruined it, but whatever.
Well, I mean, these are corporate people, right? They don't know anything, so they're going to ruin everything.
She overstepped. She overstepped. And then they're like, all right, we're going to fuck your film up then. And that's precisely what happened.
Anyway, Lucius, what else is on the docket?
Well, I don't know if you have the thing pulled up that we were talking about. before show that I thought you might have like some insight into. I was trying to look it up myself, but
right. Oh, well,
sort of not hitting what I wanted to hit. But I don't know if you have something ready.
Did I show y'all I got this while y'all? Oh, you pulled it up. Okay.
Oh,
too slow there, J Dollar.
I was gonna pull my wait.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here, Lucius? Can you give us some context here, maybe?
Let's see here. Let me actually make it a little more. Oop.
Right.
This is full screen. There we go. Let's see. So Netflix animation department faces firing cancellations. Yeah, I heard about this. They shut down their animation department. I'm kind of curious though how much they had control of. The major loss was, I guess, or the one that I saw people comment on and phone in on was Bone, because that one's been like over and over again.
Yeah.
Shopped out and just denied. It's a tough one to do. That's like an 800-page book.
Well, yeah, that's a series. That's like Game of Thrones for animation.
I mean, it's a huge series too. I mean, I was gonna. We kind of did some DMs and stuff over it, and I was going to get into it, but you're like, we'll save it. Don't say anymore.
Yeah.
Like even in the golden age of animation, this would be like the 90s and stuff. I mean, like studios were throwing money at animators, animation directors. This is in the boom of the Disney movies hitting it big, one after another. It was Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King. Like once you hit the mid 90s, like it was just kind of like all sorts of stuff was happening. You had the boom of 3D animation starting in its early phases. And I mean, you think on it, what was it? Warner Brothers, Fox Kids, CBS, like every place, Nickelodeon, they all had new programs coming out, expanding stuff. Like it just kept going and going. And even adult animation from like the likes of Simpsons, Ren and Stimpy, stuff like that was like on the up and coming. Beavis and Butthead, like it was just like kind of like anyone who had anything enticing had something like that they could bite into. They were looking to bite at that time. I'm not even sure it would have made it. It probably could have gotten bought. I don't know that would have ever been finished. It would have been left languishing. There were a ton of shows that were just like canceled out of the blue. There's very few like animated series that like see it all the way through. It's just the nature of it. It's very fickle. It's super fucking expensive, even when they go with like the cheapest studios they can. It's hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars like per episode to do. So usually it's tied into mostly like something kids oriented, and it's always about like putting them in a new costume, selling up a toy line, and anything licensee related. It's basically like a huge advertisement. But yeah, I was kind of wondering like where Netflix was going with any of its animation stuff, because there's always like the Netflix Presents, and I kind of wonder, is it just a distribution deal? I think this is the reality of like the media format. I remember watching like a Joe Rogan podcast where guys like, Netflix is doomed. YouTube is the new thing because, for example, like we're here and this really only costing us our time. I'm not paying for StreamYards. I do have to pay for something to like have an internet connection, but that's kind of like considered mandatory. And now it's like 5G is pervasive. 4G is pretty much everywhere too, plus like all the Wi-Fi offerings that you could think of, high-speed internet, essentially high definition HD streaming is available.
Just go through the list there, Lucius. Just go through the list of all the different kind of bandwidths and everything, right?
I'm just saying, like almost anyone can just get out there and throw whatever they like. You want to make content, you can make it. You can throw it out there. The world can watch it. And it'll either be ignored or picked up, whatever. But it's nothing for anyone who wants to do like a YouTube channel. At the moment, I kind of think YouTube's going to go evil and start charging people for every service they have. But at the moment, it's free. Whereas Netflix, you pay for it. They have to put all these production costs into it. And quite honestly, a lot of them are like weak, so fucking weak. They might just make it for meme factor. Like Bird Box, I thought that was complete fucking shit. Like a horrible movie. I mean, it had big names tied into it, but it was just like it sucked. But the whole like Bird Box challenge thing, like just some viral, I don't know whether it was viral marketing or just like a meme that took off.
I don't even know what you're talking about now anymore, Lucius. It's like completely different
subject. But yeah, the animation stuff, yeah, it doesn't really surprise me. But you know more about this than anything. I would have gone into this very, very hesitant. I saw complaints where it's just like Netflix used almost any value of their processing against them. I'm like, welcome to the real fucking world. Like any fucking job, you looking for that promotion or a raise, they will use any quantity they can, any variable, and your assessment to like hold you back, to tell you you still could improve or whatever. So that really, I kind of felt like was like a weak counter argument, but I think it was just people high on their own supply is what I would call it. But you go ahead. You're more the inside knowledge guy.
Well, do you have a question you want to ask after that long
my long tirade? Sorry.
Your long assessment. It's not a tirade. It was a very in-depth assessment.
And I mean, what was your you being someone who has kind of insider information or view when it comes to like shopping around and your own animation special, you kind of have some knowledge of that. Like what is the major hang up? Where do you think is the predatory nature of it? And what did these fools buy into that was the false sell of Netflix, like where they wound up short?
I do not know any of the answers to any of these questions. I mean, I think.
Well, you had you had your dungeon crawlers, right?
Right.
Which you poured effort into. I mean, that's yours, right?
No.
Like they didn't buy it, so it's still yours, right?
No, the way that Nickelodeon does it's very underhanded way, and a lot of studios do this, is that they say, we'll make a short, we approve this short, we'll make this short for you, but you got to sign this contract, meaning that, unless we decide to release the rights to it, we get to keep the rights. And they decided that, and they've done this for lots of people. Like they just, they won't pick up the short, they won't do anything with it. They'll just sit on the rights forever and ever and ever. So, yeah. And so,
so basically your creation's tied up in limbo. And
well, yeah, it's like they own it. And yeah, they can, theoretically they can, yeah. But the thing with Netflix was that they offered was you could keep the rights to everything you made, just as long as you had your own business that you were doing it through, right? Your own LLC or whatever, your own little mini studio. You got to keep the rights, and as long as it's exclusive to Netflix, they don't. It's not up to them to hold on to the rights. So I think that was the big draw card. And a lot of the things that I heard coming out from that is that, there was no oversight. Like you had complete creative control. You could make whatever you wanted on it, which was once again another big draw card. But what's that? Is that whispering I'm hearing? Or is that from J Dollar?
I think it's J Money. I'll mute him real quick. You're on mute, J Money. I'll unmute you when.
Okay. But yeah, it was. It turns out, not all was. The grass wasn't always wasn't particularly greener on the other side, apparently, because as you said, one of Netflix's policies was that they never released any kind of viewer data or any kind of data at all in regards to their analytics. But that just wasn't for animation; that was for everything. And I always thought that was a little bit suspect, because it's like, why not? Why wouldn't you show that kind of info? So
one of the things, I mean, it's kind of hit and miss. I found it in general is like written reviews, like on Amazon. Back in the day when I would actually use iTunes as well, like I was going off of recommendations just because I was looking for new content, and it was hit or miss, but at least I could gauge like what somebody was going for. Yeah, and it's been I would say ever since like 2015 or so, like they've been getting rid of comment sections, they've been getting rid of review sections. It's just been like a basic like thumbs up, thumbs down. I think I think last time I was on Netflix, it might have been Netflix. Something had a double thumbs up, a thumbs up, and a thumbs down. Like, I really recommend it. I just recommend it, or I just unrecommend it. And even in terms of reviews for anything, or times you take surveys, like if you ever go into a place and they're asking you, like, how do you agree, disagree, strongly disagree? They're always looking for you to go at the furthest ends. Like anytime you get those receipts where it's like rate their service, unless you give them the highest possible ranking, like they get that's a negative by the standards of the company. It's really fucking weird. People can't just deal with people in the middle of the road. Like, I'm satisfied, but I'm not like, I don't think like my life has changed by using this or watching this.
If I'm being realistic,
it's really strange. Like,
it's just another day in Y for me, right? So.
Yeah, it's really strange what the corporate expectations are of their employees or their product. It's just like, you guys really aren't doing that much, doing that good. I think we've seen the best we're going to see of animation. I fucking love the 90s era stuff of anime,
I don't know.
cartoon shows, stuff like that.
I think you jump on the shock there a little bit, Lucius. Saying,
why? What do you think is better?
Well, there's this whole army of young independent animators who are using Blender and Grease Pencil right now, who are starting to.
Oh yeah, I hope that takes off. I'm starting to look into that. Yeah. But it's like super intensive, so it's like completely out of my element.
Yeah, but I mean
that like program page. Yeah,
it's obviously out of the element for old dogs like you and me, but for the youngins, they're picking this shit up like super quick, and they're making some really.
I hope so. I just stuff. I hope we haven't the crescent hasn't been reached.
Well, that's the thing. The crescent is never reached. The crescent is never reached, Lucius. It's always in waves. Sometimes the waves go up. Sometimes the waves go down.
Yeah. But
what do you think,
Akira and I'll unmute J Money. Akira and like Ninja Scroll, like the Studio Ghibli movies. Like I really like Princess Mononoke. I know people kind of
and that show Sailor Moon. Oh man, that's the best.
Oh dude, don't get me started on Tuxedo Mask.
Oh yeah, and that other show, the Dragon Ball Z show, that's like fucking really cool,
dude,
bro.
There's a meme. There's a great meme. Somebody it's like one of these open China shops or something, like street shops, and they just have Dragon Ball Z playing on like an HD TV, and like there's people standing in the streets watching it. As it goes on. Like if DBZ's on, you can't ignore it. Yeah. What's going on, Jamie? What do you think? Do you have any thoughts on this stuff?
He looks so happy right now. He obviously is bursting with energy. He wants to tell us.
Pull out your wang. What were you going to show us before? What were you going to show us? You had something there.
What's up? What's going on? He's gotten a little quiet on us now.
Did you get high on us, brother?
Well,
did you take a hit?
I should write down things that I was thinking about when y'all were talking.
Yeah. You should have.
You should do that.
Minutes.
I think that answers my question, though, too.
All right.
Possibly.
But anyway, so Netflix, because they figured out that there is no such thing as infinite money, they had to start making cuts, just like all these other fucking shitty places. And it turns out, surprise, surprise, animation is the first department to get cut. And I think in the article it had a particular name in it. From what I recall, it was the Director of Creative Leadership and Development for Original Animation. One Mr. Phil Rinder was reportedly let go. And the interesting thing is, when I was pitching Dungeon Crawlers to Nickelodeon, Phil had the exact same position at Nickelodeon. And he was the guy that he was probably the guy that got it through, and he was also the guy that got it cancelled as well. So I hope he becomes homeless and that his family dies of cancer.
Wow. I hope his whole genetic line just goes to hell.
Just disappears. There we go. Sorry, that was a bit harsh. I wouldn't want to.
No, it was very Conan of you.
I want to hear the lamentations of his women.
Yeah. Look at this dude. He's in another world right now.
Yeah, what's going on? This is the most relaxed J Money I've ever seen.
How so?
Sir, I'm going to need you to look in the camera. I need you to look in the camera. In the camera, sir. I need you to look in the camera.
He can't even find the camera. Jeez.
I need to see your eyes, sir. I want you to touch your nose. All right. Do your ABCs. Alternatively,
CBA. God damn.
God
Well,
damn it.
so there's
doesn't feel fair.
they
Hmm,
don't care about you.
exactly. Yes.
You know, it's
No, they
just
care
sort
about
of
what you can do for them. That's all they care about.
they. What was that one guy
Across the
who
world.
was doing the metal hammer
Hmm.
Metal hammer.
shorts?
Uh,
Warhammer, whatever the hell it is, Metal Hammer,
Oh.
Warhammer.
Oh,
He was doing
Warhammer,
all those
dude.
shorts.
you mean
Yeah.
Estaves?
Well, what I'm saying is yeah, Stardust. He did all these shorts, and all of a sudden he got picked up. So a lot of people, a majority of the time, are looking for someone like that.
Yeah.
You know, problem solvers to the most extreme.
Kind of. I mean, I have to say the Warhammer 40K fan scene, dude. The amount of fucking talent out there, like
Well,
doing shit for them.
it's
They're making fucking music.
it's
Like,
the it's the it's the it's the it's the galaxy that they've created, the noir, or that's not what I'm looking for. There's a whole lot that they've created that's more than what they've done. So people are creating fan films that are so much better than what they've done. And a majority of the time, there's people like that everywhere in the industry, everywhere in the backside of an industry, and if you can get in, it's the same thing with corporations and businesses. So I think, if Fresher Luke found out how to get $100,000 loan from a bank,
Yes,
he
it's
could
called
make
Indiegogo.
he could he could make some really cool things happen. So
just in the back here, this is things people who are on the Dolly 2. I don't have this. I'm on a thing called Midjourney. I was going to showcase it, but me and Luke kind of did some testing before the show, and it did not go over well because it's all done through Discord, and I'm on a limited connection right now. But yeah, this is just what you can see. I think this is probably the best version of an AI art bot out there right now, in terms of what I've seen in results. Medieval painting of Wi-Fi not working here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the stuff, and I don't know if these are word for word what they put into it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were. Some of these go like super detail, and it's just like crazy how good this is getting. Like this one, I thought was like, what the fuck, man?
They're playing. What are they doing? Dominoes.
They're playing dominoes.
In an alleyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say alleyway is what I see here, but still.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Let me interject earlier.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
One of the things that I should have written down. So a problem with like that, the ADA cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who made that cryptocurrency and his wife.
That's Cardano, right?
Yeah, Cardano. Yeah.
Yeah.
She and her husband, but the wife specifically, made an AI algorithm program that it's Cointelegraph is the website that she ended up created, which is a lot of what a lot of aggregators of other sites use to have pretend AI sites. So you have aggregators of information that the AI puts together that isn't necessarily truthful. So the early AI images were pretty intense. What was that band where they had everything was morphing when they walked, and it was 6 layers on top of each other? I forget that band, but
okay.
there's what the fuck. Anyway, that was one of the things that y'all were talking about earlier. What was it, like 10 minutes earlier?
Go up, pan up, Lucius. There was one that I saw that I was interested in.
Some of this stuff I just don't believe is AI created.
Yeah, it's that one.
The
Burn.
sword?
The Burns.
Bones, okay.
And they don't know what the prompt is.
Prompt unknown, artist Leonardo. Yeah, you can kind of like I would do sketch by Leonardo da Vinci and stuff, and it essentially kind of sort of hits like a certain style. I don't know that it's necessarily aping it as well as if you told an artist with some chops like ape Leonardo da Vinci, what they would do, and it also does a shit with text a lot. So I see like it's no better on this than on the other one. Like
Yeah.
I could literally tell it do a graphic logo with these words specifically.
Yeah.
And it might 1 out of 100 times get all the word exactly right, not adding the letter, subtracting the letter, or transforming a letter.
So it can't really do graphic design yet. Excellent.
Not yet, but I mean it hits around it. If it's something super simple, like if you just said logo for Hawaii, it could probably do that. But you start like I was just like for shits and giggles, I was going to try to make a complete. What is it? The fucking holding block art for my stream tonight. The art on that is actually AI generated. I was looking for something where it was taking the coffin of King Tut and putting a skull in place of his face, and that's what it came up with. And then I tried doing a Lucius Live logo, and it was just like this garbly gook of text, but it was a semblance of it. Like I think a true artist could take that as like a direction and move forward with it, but to count on this program to do it, to finish it for you like in one go, and even 100 goes, there's no guarantee. It's funny that the simplest thing you could ask of it, Sheila Aliens is the one who gave me the invite. She's the one who's been way deeper on this than me. Asking for something like just give me a normal looking human is almost impossible for it to do. They turn monstrous. But if you say mash up, like there's one I did that looked really cool where it's like do an optical fiber jellyfish, dude, like it's exactly what you would expect it to look like, and it does even variations you wouldn't necessarily think of the first time either. Or like there was one I did was like bioluminescent organisms on the Titanic, and like what it would do on that, you know, like all these things where it's like it'll do the shit you don't expect it to do because it's almost like an infant's understanding of language. Like I did one where I was gonna like kind of punk Luke a little bit, like seeing if it could emulate his design. He saw it at the front, and it's like kind of not really like you wouldn't confuse them necessarily. And even then with what I put into it, it was taking all the elements and trying to fuse them in one image. So it was like I wanted an orange background. I said I wanted the Blue Yeti micro. I was trying to do his logo here. I wanted an orange background. I said Blue Yeti microphone just because that's the most like I think notorious one for streaming. And I said Fresh Air Luke style Skull Man. And like it was like putting a bra on the Skull Man's face.
Yeah.
It was throwing in blue, like the color blue into it. It was doing all this stuff that was kind of funky and weird.
Jay Della is so enthralled right now, I can tell.
Oh, he should be. He should be. He's high as
He
fuck
is like
now.
super excited to hear this right now. I can just tell by his face.
But I honestly think this is going to be kind of like the new artist reference, in my opinion.
I can only
I think
hope
a
for
number
the
of
asteroid to hit us sooner.
I'm already thinking about so many ideas already. So what is this called?
This is DALL-E 2. So it's a beta version as far as I know.
DALL-E 2. How do you spell DALL-E 2?
It's right there.
This is this DALL-E 2. Now DALL-E is kind of the first program they had. Now, one of the things they're doing, just like every other fucking thing's doing, they're censoring like what you can put in. Even with the one I'm using, Midjourney, like I can't put in the word blood as a description. I don't know why. What was other stuff? I was trying to say
know some of the crazy shit it'll make.
Yeah, I guess, but it's so
You're gonna
like
get some Hellraiser shit.
And then they give you warning every time you do this, like try not to work around the prompt or you might be banned. And another one was I was trying to just say like such and such a girl on top of blah blah blah, and it was like the words combined together, girl on, like that as a combination phrase was like restricted as well. Wow. I can kind of see where that's coming through on, but still you're gonna like, why do I have to work around this as just like a general descriptor? then you just like filter out the pornographic elements from feeding.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier about AI being input descriptive, as essentially you're just saying now. Because imagine, because you can make some pretty
wild shit
stuff that deals with people who may not be 18 years old. So, so the website is like, no, don't even try it. And
unless you say it's an anime girl, haha. Then what?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's some prompts. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a huge list of no-nos for this fake algorithm or this fake AI, which is just an algorithm influence. Like Lucius, you were saying, it has an infinite or it has whatever the algorithm allows, an understanding of such a word, and it has files upon files upon files of how it designs. But yeah, I could see how this could get real bad real quick.
Oh yeah, I mean, me and Luke are just more like, imagine all the people who would hire out for jobs are just gonna run to this for like quick work, and I'm wondering how they're gonna price out what their final price structure is gonna be on stuff. Like they talk about like getting credits and tokens and things like that, and it being kind of like almost like Dogecoin or something like that, like as a digital currency you buy into and you use that to buy your stuff. And a lot of this is running off of word descriptions, and the more descriptive you get, or it's like a word count thing, or iterative processes. Like on what I can do for the beta that Sheila got me into, like I can do variations on one of the image it produces for me. So it's basically taking that as the starting template and then trying to expand out from that. And I can fine tune it, or I can jump to the next like iteration it does of things. But this is the Astartes guy. I mean, I'm just amazed at what these guys.
Is this the first one? Oh, it's a full.
This is the whole thing.
This is the whole thing. The thing is, he did this all in Blender.
He did it all himself too. Like this is just mind-bogglingly hard.
Well, I mean, but if you pause in it, it's really easy to sort of break it down, because he only really needed to make like maybe one or two models. Obviously, you got the
and just move it.
Yeah, but then
you got the Space Marine, and then you can just duplicate it, right?
Yeah.
Same with the rocks.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
But yeah, still, animated all, rendered,
modeled it. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like, there's a whole bunch of these kinds of people out there who Blender came along and they're kicking ass, dude. Like
one of the three arc of the stories is how Final of my stories is straight up the person who does Square Enix Final Fantasy movies.
Right.
Like I sometimes dream of some of these fucking action scenes in my head. I mean, this shit is so beautiful. What a wonderful
life.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because it took him so long and he was doing it all for himself on his free time. But what a wonderful fucking, he was so committed to it. What a wonderful final product. You know what I'm saying? Like, oof.
But that's just where the fan, like, I mean, it's like people who like if you put out a good, like, Warhammer's been going on for decades. And
I think they're trying to I think they're trying to destroy it and make it work.
Yeah. Okay. So far they haven't sold it out completely, but like, dude, like it's like the fandom base around it has only like served it. And what is it? Blackgate Studios or something like that. And their workshop, like they have a series of books, and they haven't so far betrayed their characters, but it looks like they might. But it was supposed to be all tongue-in-cheek in the first place. Like the whole idea of it, the grimdark setting of it, was supposed to be like a mocking of like the paradigm. Like there is some orc character that's like the name is based on Margaret Thatcher. I forget the exact like way they did it. It's like Megathurksha Urstra or something like that. But like you see Margaret Thatcher like in the name of it. Like I'm not that well. So somebody will tear me apart for getting that so wrong.
Coming Mark in here to give you a slight
but
pressing down in
one
his
of the
laid back way.
I like really dig. This is like a 2-hour fucking movie, The Hell's Reach movie here.
Well, didn't Games Workshop put out?
They hired this guy.
No, but they also said like people can't
Games
do like
Workshop,
fan animations anymore or something.
It would only serve to hurt them. I mean, I'm pretty sure they pulled this guy. There was some there's some line they made or trailer for a line they made about the Horus Heresy, and I think they used maybe the Astartes guy on that. But this guy too, who made these movies or made this movie, which is 2 hours fucking long, and it starts out in this kind of gritty style, and it slowly becomes more and more clear, and by like the halfway point, why is it highlighted? There we go. Like by the halfway point, you get to like color, like when it's the actual war, and it gets more and more clear as you like go along, and it's just like they took the audio from the audiobooks. And they added, I think it was one guy who's doing the voices for all the male characters, and then they took like female, like somebody they knew as female voice actors for the female parts, and then just cut it together, like doing all these. I said they were like PlayStation 2 era graphics models that they did for it, but it's just like amazing that somebody took the time. If you knew what a pain in the ass it is to do fucking animation, even when it's like all cycles and stuff like that, like just how much of a pain in the ass it is to sync it up, render it, fix your errors, everything like that. It's amazing that one person took this on and did it. And
well, you want to know what's even
it's actually entertaining.
You want to know what's even harder than doing animation?
What's that?
Making a video game.
I could believe that. Yeah. The only thing is maybe a 2D one would be
slightly easier.
Yeah,
slightly easier, but still bugs.
Oh yeah,
all kinds of things. Yeah, pain in the ass. Anyway, that's my hour.
Yeah. Anything you want to chill out before you go?
Not really. I mean, I'm still waiting on the proof of Volume 1.
Oh yeah. I was going to ask you about that. Where's the Forsaken Gods campaign at?
So I sent some of the T-shirts and some of the ink sketches to Zach.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on last Friday, and it's still quote like delayed in the FedEx shipping thing. It might have changed, but so I sent those out. I got the proof for book 2. It's been a couple of weeks now. He still hasn't sent me the proof for volume 1, and I think I got to start getting on his case. I know he's busy. I don't like to hassle him, but it's like 3 weeks since I asked him for it, and I sent him the files, and he hasn't sent it to me. And we're coming into May now, and I want to get this book out to people as soon as possible. So I mean, we're nearly there. It's just this last little bit we got to get through, but mostly everything's ready to go and ship.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, I know he. It seems like everyone is hitting him up lately. It seems.
I think it was either because of me or maybe Novel shouted him out.
I think mainly people going to printers, and either they're getting hit on paper costs and stuff like that, like stuff that was, and it's just gone through the roof with like the shortages, and like he's being more reasonable, I guess, on it, or they're backed up. They have zero interest in actually doing anyone's actual print log or whatever. But I saw him post something about that, and he's worried about having to do multiple projects at the same time.
Well, I told him, I had this conversation with him a little while ago. I said, hey man, this might get really successful. You might need to like get like an actual proper like warehouse and like get someone to help you, get stuff done. He's like, no, I can do it all myself. I'm like, all right, because I think he's going to be making a lot of money really quickly. He already makes.
Hope he does. Yeah, I mean, he talked about like his taxes. Like he had to having to pay like $30,000 in taxes to the man.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that's fucking brutal. And your man Money here is like, yeah, you need to file better, man.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll be looking into that.
Yeah. So that's where it's at. I don't really have much to update.
That's awesome. I'm kind of glad you went to rush that because I don't know. I'm a little worried about where the landscape's going to be, and I'm glad to know that you were floor to the pedal to the floor on that. So
I'm trying to best I can. So
yeah, I'll probably hang out here for a few more minutes.
Well,
I kind of got a little more.
Just to let y'all know, Sim, I think he's Canadian. Is Sim Canadian?
Yeah.
He has a printer who literally a guy who prints everything from posters to even down to comic books. Local, like literally in the same fucking city as him. So keep in mind that Sim has I think he's printed all of his books with the local guy, if I'm not mistaken. But he's at least I know for a fact that he's used them this last shipment of his books. So he at least has one campaign, but he is a local print man who does posters, comic books, brochures, etc., etc. So,
well, it's probably worth it for anyone to like look into their local print people and see what they can do for them. I would worry about anyone in the U.S. going to Canada for services and what taxes might be there. But it might work for him, but it might not work for you. That's all. But yeah, definitely, I would say shop around, talk to people who are doing their own projects, and seeing what they're doing. Yeah, but I was just kind of reminded real quick. I was going to do a little promo because I'm actually featured in a book more than I thought it would be. This is also stuff from the Midjourney AI bot. I asked for like a fat Star Wars girl, and it kind of delivered. These are the best ones. You can see like the eye is way off over here, kind of a puffier cheek. Like there's things that don't get right. This is probably the most symmetrical version of things it's done. But yeah, these are all AI. But here you see, I just asked for fucking simple Venus de Milo statue with arms, and this is what it gives me. Is this fucking horrific shit here? This is synthwave Jesus here.
Oh, very nice.
So it does some things like really fucking well. I asked for like a version of Elon Musk as like a Roman emperor bust, and it did this. Yeah. So on some things like it does really fucking well, and other things it does horribly well. It might be in my tweets and replies here. Twitter just sucks. This is something he can fucking improve right off the bat. Is like having me see everything I've posted, because I know it's in the mix here. I did something where I tried to do a missing page. Bancroft, his computer ducked out on him. Here we go. So I am featured in Rokid. I'm like actually on the inside cover.
Oh,
my art here. Yeah.
Congrats.
Did not expect that. Like he's like, yeah, I'll throw it in the book. Like he asked me for some art stuff, and I was like, oh shit, it's literally like on the inside flap of the cover there. So that is actually still available. I'll throw up the screen here and maybe the link to it. I think he overprinted it. And I think he was somebody that went through 3D Zach as well to get the printing done. Just because so many people, people he knew because he's done print before, were suddenly changing prices even within a short time period of their estimates and all that. And so he went with him instead. But I'll throw that link in the chat here for anyone who's interested.
Is it still in demand? It is still in demand. Okay.
Yep. So people
I made more than they did. Haha.
There you go. Gloat while you can, my friend.
Yes, I shall enjoy it until it reaches the amount that I already made, which isn't very far off. But whatever.
Awesome.
Make more. Do you have an eBay or a what you call it, your own .com?
Like an OnlyFans?
Yeah. Do you have an OnlyFans?
For selling comic books? No, I don't have any of these things. Yes,
hold the book up as you
a naked skeleton holding up a book.
Yes.
Very sexy.
Book.
Yeah. No, I don't have any of these things. Just because there's a lot of shit going on right now, and I don't have enough titles just yet. I'm looking through it. I'm seeing what's happening. I wish Zach would put up his own kind of like online shop for
I know how to make web
Comicscape
pages.
Press. Well, you should talk to Zach, but he can
Which
do it
Zach?
through Skip.
Oh,
The-
like printer Zach?
Yeah, the guy who's fulfilling my book.
3D Zach. He's a
3D Zach.
Why would I hit him up for webpage make?
Well, the thing is like when you look at, say, the Common America guys, right? They're doing it through Iconic Comics.
Mhm.
And the thing about Iconic Comics is every book that they produce, they have their own website shop that they put the book up so people can buy it from. So it's like this marketplace.
Mhm.
And so I was thinking, I feel like Zach should probably do the same thing for his business as well. Like,
Well-
just like for any customer that comes to him and he does printing and fulfillment, he could be like, would you be cool with me listing this on my shop? We can split the proceeds any which way you want or whatever, or have a prearranged agreement where it's like 50-50 or whatever.
That'd be smart.
I know, and I think I've brought that up with him as well, and he's just kind of like laughed it off, like ha ha ha.
It would be,
Like-
but it's also
like you
extra
can literally
work.
just print.
Well,
Fresh
this
and
is
Luke's
why I'm
book.
saying, this is why I'm saying,
Fresh and
like,
Luke.
exactly right.
It's very
and-
smart. That's very smart.
But I mean, this is what
I agree with
when
you,
I
Luke, it's just-
say to him, he needs to hire somebody to help
Yeah.
him do all this stuff.
What I was going to say is because I've seen Zach on the streams. I've been on a stream with Zach a few times. I think he still makes way too much money in his daytime job
Sure.
for him to, because Zach is a smart fucking dude, and I don't think he makes enough money yet for his brain to make this full time yet. But I think maybe once he commits, bro. Once he commits,
Sure. But that's
I
the
think
thing.
we'll
It's like you can't expect him to walk away from that kind of paycheck.
yeah.
But I mean, he's getting so much stuff now.
Mhm.
From what I can tell, it's like he's got to be getting
Life
that soon.
choices. He's got to make a life choice.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I mean, I don't want to like press him on the issue, obviously, because it's his decision. But it's like
Mhm.
occasionally I'll drop a hint and say, "Hey, it'd be really cool."
Dude,
if
this is
had
where
your
you
own-"
go. This is where you go into like one of the undergrads, like of the system that is like a good egg, and you give them a chance to prove themselves. Give them apprenticeship or something like that.
Mm.
Give them a work experience to go off of, because that doesn't happen enough. And honestly, like, dude, they're hungry for it. They want it, and it's more fucking actual experience than they'll get from a fucking classroom, from any fucking degree they'll ever get. Is like thrown in the mix and like proving their chops, learning the system, and like just learning the business as they go. And like they'll probably make better money. He could probably give them better money than any place is going to give them once they have their fucking degree and fucking God knows how much, like $100K in debt. And he can just take them as like a budding sophomore and be like, look, cut this fucking shit. Nobody cares about your degree. Like, I'll show you the ropes. You learn it. You'll get a job. Trust me. Something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Get like a bunch of them. They can, like these scraggly teenagers who just clumsy as fuck.
One at a time. Man.
And then they like
you
burn
don't
his
need
house
them teaming
down.
up against you. Yeah.
They burn it down
Don't need them.
accidentally. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Zach. I'm sorry, I burned your house out. Am I gonna get fired?"
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah, you're
Zach
fired.
sounds. Drunk while he's printing.
I was drinking like all teenagers do. Underage drinking. I'm
Oh, he's
sorry
making
I
his-
let everybody down.
He's making his own moonshine.
Yeah.
He is. Like, he
Yeah.
He's
has
making
barrels
some
of that
crazy
shit.
ass moonshine. It's not even like proper moonshine. It's like asparagus moonshine or something. I forget what it was called. It's like vegetable. It wasn't like normal moonshine's like potato, right?
Well, I think
Well,
it can,
you get many flavors.
Yeah.
yeah, you can add flavors in. I was kind of curious about the ones that he picked. Like, I knew somebody who made their own moonshine. It's like raspberry flavor or like grape flavor. Like, like you have like your common flavors to it, man. I'm telling you, the guy that provided this shit at a party I was at, I sunk that shit
flavor.
down. There you go. For the true Appalachian in your life, get them high octane gasoline flavor moonshine.
I had a buddy in Virginia who he would get the 6, like the mason jar rack. It would be 6, but it's like legit moonshine, and there's no fancy flavor to it. It is like fuck you up just after a few sips moonshine, and it is just it's super sharp, and it almost tastes like I've never drank gasoline, but it tastes like something like you know what I'm trying to say. Like he made some real moonshine, and that shit was intense.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's like for proper moonshine, the mix is like 50% alcohol. Like that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's 50% alcohol.
Like nail polish remover.
Yeah.
Inhalation fumes when you drink it. Yeah. No wonder why they outlawed it, because people probably died quite a bit off of that shit.
I mean, that's probably as high as you can get, like in most retail spaces, is 100 proof, 50%. The only thing I think after that is like probably like absinthe Everclear, like where you're looking for like that truly fucked up state where you mixing it in with something else. I knew a guy, like there was some kind of separator at the hospital, and he abused his privileges to like make a pure alcohol mix, and he brought it home and like this, or brought it to a party we were having, and like a test tube vial thing. And like, dude, it was just like the most ratchet thing you could have. Like he poured it into like a cherry Coke or something like that. And my roommate didn't know this. And like he woke up the next morning and he just was like, oh, cherry Coke, I'll take a sip of that, because he's hungover. He's wow. Oh, what the fuck was that?
Well, just like you know, they have moonshine people who will come to your house or come to your business or whatever, and they'll set up. They'll set up. And they'll make moonshine right at your house or at your business.
I thought you were going to say there were like moonshine people who would come to your house or your business and like break your legs or something.
Possibly, but no, they make the real alcohol. So they have mobile moonshine makers, which is actually
that sounds like a Breaking Bad thing, you know, where they were in the fumigation houses.
Blue glass.
Yeah. Right. Like, you know what? We can do this moonshine operation if we're on the move, and we just make it like a little hustle, a little side hustle. Like, yeah, you can make your own moonshine with us. And that's how they run it. Because a lot of times you see, like, I've seen some of these TV shows where they follow moonshiners, and they're like somewhere in like the mountains of Appalachia, like they find a little
get your business license
off the side.
You can get your business license.
It's more accepted,
moonshine now, and it's you can't make that crazy stuff that was made in the 60s and the 70s anymore, but you can get a business license for manageable moonshine now. But it'll still blitz you to fuck out.
They sell moonshine like at my local liquor stores. Like I'm in Virginia.
Yeah, we have some.
Yeah, and it's like what is it?
Cherry moonshine. The whole jar is nothing but cherries.
I see the apple pie moonshine flavor. I think there's like one that's vanilla or something like that. I've only liked the apple pie one so far, but it's like 35% alcohol content. But
you're all killing your brain cells.
Well,
I don't drink as much anymore, man.
What?
The hangovers are hitting me too hard.
Luscious Lucius?
I know. Yes. I know. I can still turn it up, but dude, the next day I'll be paying for it for sure.
Yeah. So this is why I don't drink anymore, right? Because it's just the payoff is not worth the
come on,
the brief moment of like whatever it is you're feeling, right? Like you just wake up the next morning, you just want to die.
No, I don't ever feel like that. The only time I have hangovers if I have wine, like because I'm a sulfate bitch, like I was saying earlier, or if I drink for whatever reason, clear alcohol. If I get dehydrated, will fuck me up. But that's extreme. That's rare. I think everyone, when they're middle-aged adults, they should know what alcohol is okay for them.
Yeah.
Unless you're retarded and you just
thanks a lot, motherfucker.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people.
Yeah,
drink,
sure.
like, insane and end up dying of ketosis or whatever it is of the liver. Oh my God.
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Cirrhosis of the liver. Yeah,
that's exactly ketosis. Halitosis.
Exercise
died
of
from
the
bad
liver.
breath. Yeah.
Yeah, cirrhosis. Of the
well,
liver.
that's how I died. That's how I became a skeleton. So.
I had a buddy who was quite young who unfortunately went through that, but he was the typical dude. He did flooring and drywall and all that, so he fit that stereotype perfectly.
Yeah, dude. You know, my girl, she's a nurse, and one of the things that seems to be exploding, at least where she was at, was the amount of people. Like, you'll get people who are almost like dementia patients from alcohol abuse. Like, literally, you cannot talk to them. They have no idea where they're at, anything. Like, in their 30s, in their 40s, you know, like way ahead of their time, just abused alcohol, and their minds are fucking gone. And like this whole lockdown situation, one of the like costs that has not been accounted for are the people who have like this predilection for like alcohol abuse, drug abuse, whatever. And that got the best of them because they were fucking locked in. Like they didn't have something outside of that as a routine or whatever to like keep them on the ball. Like we're going to see shit just explode. I'm telling you, like the fact they gutted some of the nursing system that was already overtaxed, overrun with this shit. Like it was overrun with COVID shit when it was at its prime, but now it's like you're getting the worst people, like the people with the worst shit, like coming in on like overdone. Like they were obese, now they're morbidly obese. They had alcohol abuse, and now they're fucking useless. Like they can't even help themselves anymore. And there's nowhere else to turn to, and they're just stuck in this shit forever. And half the nurses are gone, or 25% of them are gone. The other part is overstressed. They're ready to quit. They are quitting. There's a world of hurt like waiting around the corner in the medical system. I'm telling you, like it's completely not being stressed enough. Like how much damage has been wrought by what they've done, for sure.
Okay.
Well, you lower the standards for entry for nurses, you start to get insane people who should never be nurses.
Well, I mean, it worked for the cops.
Well, that's another problem, yeah. And then
but this is like the number one
hire administrators.
This is the number one worry of any hospital system, is getting a lawsuit thrown at them, because like it does happen. Like nurses fuck up, or there's now a case one she's told me about where it was like essentially a dude going down for someone who was senior, dude or lady, I don't remember the gender, going down for an MRI, but they couldn't stay still. So they're supposed to be given a sedative, and some nurse was supposed to order the sedative. And this is like completely separate from her department. Like you're talking about separate sections of the hospital. So MRI people don't have anybody designated to do this shit. They pull her from her actual like gig where she's at to go down and do this. And she can't find what she's looking for. And she like the system has like there's a drug system that's loaning out drugs, all on record, all on file. They scan in the thing and they take it down. And she's like, oh, well, this is what comes up when I search for the thing I'm looking for. Completely misclassified or whatever. She makes a mistake. This is where it starts. And it's some mixer thing. And it's like, it is some kind of sedative, but it's the wrong sedative. And she thought, it's weird, I'm mixing this. I never had to mix it before. But she's on auto mode. She's just like out of like her element, you know, right now. Like this is the thing that's common. It's done in like street hustlers and stuff like that, where like you get knocked out of your element. You're used to like the things running right, like all the wheels are running right, like everything's organized. It's just routine. But you operate under the assumption somebody knocks you off of it, and now you're gonna still do it, but you're doing it wrong. You're handing them money you shouldn't, or whatever. That's the hustle. But in this situation, she mixes it together, gives it to the patient. There's something like 70, 80. Like I mean, like they're at risk for pretty much anything, and they die. They're like within like a matter of minutes, they die, and the hospital covers it up. They say, oh, they just died of natural causes, blah blah blah. But it was like an anesthetic that wasn't supposed to be administered. It's a very dangerous element. Like anesthesia is something that's very like, it's not determined what happens when you go under anesthesia. And you need somebody who knows what they're doing, because there's like separate components to it, like the painkiller, the knockout, and the paralyzer. Like those are all different things, and it's done in conjunction. But yeah, she fucked it up, and it remained hidden for years. And then somebody like apparently let the cat out of the bag. Somebody there that worked there and knew about the story and probably hated the nurse or had a grudge against the system and released it. And now she's looking at having, well, her license is suspended, but she's looking at being like sued for X amount of dollars. And it's just like, this is somebody who's just overtaxed with their job. She made a simple mistake, but it was a high cost mistake. And that's like where you're at, where it's like, you're putting people at the very brink of things, and you're giving them the high cost thing. Like every nurse that goes into this is like, basically you're looking at the end of your career and possibly the end of your, like you're gonna be locked up. Like she's looking at something like manslaughter, or was it involuntary manslaughter or voluntary, like it's something like that, man. It's like 10 years of prison, for like a mistake at her job. And I think you could say like, yeah, she fucked up, but it's kind of like, well, why didn't the hospital have all these things in place anyways? Why was she tasked with doing it? Why wasn't there somebody else? Why was this person getting an MRI scan? Why couldn't they do something? Like there's all these things. It's just like people have to be more invested in their own health too. I feel like hearing the story she tells me, they abuse like drugs, sedatives, stuff like that. Like they're hooked on this shit. And there's doctors that don't do the basics too. Like there's the nurses are just there, like fill out doctor's orders, but the orders aren't there. They have to try to call the doctors. Doctors aren't on call. Who's on call? Like there's simple shit, dude. You wouldn't believe how bad it is. How truly bad it is.
I know how bad it is. The medical system is corrupt to the core. It's designed.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Like that's where I'm like even if you go in, you have to be invested in your health or your family's health. Like the story she tells me about a dude who was like 99 and had a fractured hip, and then like the doctor suggests him getting surgery to fix it, and like she's just like called it. She's like, he's gonna be dead. Like he's not gonna live through this. And he had a stroke like the day after the surgery. But the doctors told the family, go for it. It's gonna fix it. He'll be healed. Blah 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 blah. Has a stroke. Mine's gone. And from there, like I mean, you're talking like a death sentence. Somebody's 99, post surgery, stroke. Like it's just like you're not getting your grandpa back or whoever back again. Like,
well, usually when you have like break your hip, your mortality rate goes through the roof.
Yeah, my grandma died. She had dementia, was losing her mind, and then the medicine they were giving her for her dementia were making her bones more brittle. So one day when she was turning over at night, her fucking hip literally just cracked in fucking half.
Jesus Christ.
And then literally because of just everything, she died like weeks later. Like, because there's nothing you can fucking do at that point, because how do you operate on someone whose bones are like chalk?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, well, that's part of the thing is that I feel like any inheritance like these people have, like these boomers have, if they truly try to stick it out to the end, it'll be gone. Like the system will eat it up. That's what that was all about. Was like the doctors saw dollar signs.
I'm not even going to
on
talk
the surgery.
about my life.
I don't think I want to wait until like morning for you to finish that story, that Jay Della.
Well, I would never talk about it, but like there's just so many errors.
Yeah.
That were made.
I'm sure there were.
Make you want to fucking vomit just thinking about them.
I'm sure
not me, but parents, uncles, aunts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. We know what you're saying.
Always parents, uncles, and aunts.
Yep.
They just fuck everything up.
Always those three. Always three there are: parents, uncles, and aunts.
The Trinity. Wait, that's incest.
Gross.
The Bible.
Wait, hold on. We need the J Dollar tell-all now.
No, that
we
was just
don't.
a total joke.
No,
I
we
was
don't.
joking.
Yeah, it was joking.
I was
Sure
joking.
you
Jesus,
were.
I was joking.
Sure you were.
Jesus.
All right. Yeah. So, J Money, any topics on your mind? Anything you want to discuss before we head out? Do you have any thoughts on the Elon Musk buyout? Anything?
Oh no, well, I think that'll be fine. There was clearly going to be steps heading into the midterms, into the next election in 2024. You can't just the world revolves around contracts, and a lot of times you can't just leave contracts. So, it'll be fun, but I think
that's interesting because I thought the world revolves around the sun.
No, it's an actual. The sun is a contract,
but it's a contractual agreement.
It's a floating, and when you go around, it's hello, I'm a contract.
Okay.
And it's for some reason it's British, and
a British sun that is a contract. Interesting.
A British contract
signed on for like $1 billion, 5 billion years, something like that. You know.
Guess what the first insurance company was?
I'm sure you.
The logo of a sun.
Interesting.
There you go.
Totally true.
Now you were going to show something off before we kind of diverted. You're turning around.
I think it was the lost pages. It was the lost pages he was going to show.
Well, he showed the lost pages to us, but there's something else like near his feet or something.
I got the reprint. And then I got issue number 2, first print. He doesn't use Gemini mailers. I suggest he does his next go round.
But they got their safe and sound, nothing damaged.
And you got a what do you call this? An ash can. I haven't taken it out yet. And a poster.
You smoke, right, J Dollar?
What?
Do you smoke?
What do you mean?
Because if it's an ash can, that'd be perfect for you, right?
What? That's very racist of you.
What?
Don't you live in California?
How is that racist?
I don't know. Because you're Australian. You don't like us brown-eyed fellows.
What? No, I was saying if you smoke. It was a play on words, Jedi.
I know.
I can't believe this is not working.
I played on the play on words.
I can believe it.
No, you stole my thunder. You defused the joke.
Was there something else? Was there something else that you got in your goodie bags? Something?
Oh, I got She.
Yes, this looks more like what it was.
Oh, okay.
That's right. I got the She book.
Oh, all right.
Shit. Nice.
Yeah.
Still in the bubble wrap.
Well, I don't want to take it out.
I understand that feeling, dude. As somebody who collects like books like that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to. Like, I should have bought 2, but I couldn't at the time.
Yeah, you should have bought 3 instead.
I couldn't.
Might still be in demand or something. He just launched a new campaign. I'm sure he's still selling them.
Nah, my daughter graduates next month, and then her fucking 18th birthday is after that, and yeah, after that, like literally.
She got herself a man. She gonna get married.
No.
Oh yeah, I told J-Doll to put up a dowry for.
Yeah.
For
she had a little Asian boy who took her to fucking prom, dude. Nice. So my daughter and her little group of friends, they have boyfriends who are friends with or who are dating the soccer team and all that. And one of the boys, that little Asian dude you saw, he's on the soccer team too. So he asked, my daughter is
a little Asian dude I saw.
He's little Asian dude.
I haven't seen this little Asian dude. Why would I see him?
Oh, I posted it on my
Twitter.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And he's shorter than my daughter by a whole head. And maybe not a whole head, 3/4 of a head. And anyway, it's humorous. He had a 370Z. He's part of the Mommy Bought My Car Club. And I remember those days. I need to fix my trucks. And I'm giving my daughter wants a truck, and these boys drive cars. It's hilarious. It's very hilarious. So, but anyway, yeah. That happened.
Yeah,
My daughter
dowry
went to prom.
by the pound.
Yeah. Well, I would ask for so much more. I would ask for a 4-wheel chariot, 2 horses or 2 oxen.
There you go.
Brass.
What would you do with the oxen, just out of curiosity?
Put them in my yard. I have 3.3 acres.
Okay. You just have them hang out there. You
They
wouldn't
would
eat
eat
them
a
or
lot.
anything?
I don't think I have enough.
Breed them. Breed them.
Then one male and female, an oxen and a female.
You could milk them both. Just
no.
Yeah.
One
we have
wouldn't
cow.
be milk.
We have a lot of cow in our family. Not as much as we should have, but we have a lot.
All right. I think this is a proper place.
Honestly, it's better to farm like wheat and soy and corn
What
than
about
it
barley?
is to own cattle right now. Even though cattle, if I had some pig money, I'd have a lot of pigs right now.
Quote of the day.
I'd be making some Canadian bacon.
I wish that StreamYards had a thing where you could type up like a quote and put it in like a chyron.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, if I had pig money, I'd be getting pigs right now.
Yeah.
$J.
Bro, Canada and America, we slaughtered so many pigs that didn't get sold. Oh, fuck. It's going to watch just like wheat and all that. Money. Watch, what is it? We're 3 days, May.
He's lost count. He's gone.
So by August, no, because it's quarters. I'm just doing the course. So by the end of August, pig prices and bacon prices are going to be more than they are now.
What about turkey bacon?
Yeah, pig prices, bacon.
Dude, have you had turkey bacon?
No.
Have you had anything? Yeah. Listen.
Not that separated bullshit.
There's this brand of turkey bacon I get at Trader Joe's, and it's really good.
Oh, of course.
Is it like pretty thick? It's
sort of.
There are some turkey bacon that's good, but only if like you get on a muffin with an egg and some cheese.
Well, I just put it in my pan and just
eat the turkey bacon by itself.
No. I put it in a pan and cook it, and then I put eggs on top of it and make.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I always just like regular bacon.
Regular bacon is good, but I like this turkey bacon. It's really nice.
One of the greatest reactions I've ever seen is like I was hanging out with my buddy from work, and his wife comes home after going to Target to shop for groceries and stuff, and like she's like, "Oh, instead of your regular hot dogs, I got you turkey hot dogs because they were on sale," and the fucking life left from his face. Like,
wow.
What the fuck did you just give me?
And he probably likes Hebrew Nationals or Nathan's or something like that.
Oh, dude, I mean anything. Like you have to understand, like beef hot dogs are the top. Like if you get anything, I'm gonna tell you like beef hot dogs are the thing. Regular hot dogs after that, but I'm pretty sure turkey hot dogs just fucking suck. It reminds me of a time where I had a friend who was she was weight conscious. Like this is in high school, you know, they got issues and stuff, but she got like the reduced fat Oreos. Oh. You cannot eat those things, man. They fucking suck. They suck so bad. Like you need the regular Oreos. Like there's just stuff where it's like you don't mess with what you got. You don't mess with the OG.
Did you see? I think they just came out the Oreo ice cream sandwiches.
I haven't seen it, but I wouldn't deny the greatness of it.
All right, I gotta look this up real quick just before we leave.
Like Oreo crust pies, along with also graham cracker crust pies. Man, I love that. You can do that with vanilla wafers too. Vanilla wafers and butter. Make a pie crust out of that.
Are we about to end here soon?
Yeah, I think we are.
Actually. Yeah.
I wanna show this trailer before we end.
Oh wait, here it is. Hold on. Let me
wait. You both got shit to share. Just
no, go ahead.
This is my dream element. I don't have to do anything. You guys do the work for me.
Look at this shit. Look at it.
All right, Fresh Release got something here. What do we got?
All right, Luke first.
Holy shit!
That's like real.
No, I ain't eating that shit. Hell nah.
I'd eat
That's
that.
huge.
I'd be interested to try it.
You can cut it in half and then maybe have like a coffee, and what would go good with it?
I mean, dude, they do the
Maybe
same
like
fucking
some
thing
drizzle, some caramel drizzle or something like that.
They do the same thing with like real cookies, man. This is just you got the Oreo cookie wafers as your cookie instead.
That's just too big.
I'd be interested to at least try it once.
Dunking in some milk, you'd be good to go, bro.
Nah.
It's milkshake. It's milkshake mixer. Everything, man. It's like all around greatness.
The black. This is a racist trailer already. The black phone. Wait. Is this channel gonna get in trouble if we play this?
We can play it. Stop it.
The black phone. Wait, is that a boy or girl?
See a magic trick?
Huh?
Is that a boy or girl? Like that's very androgynous.
Clearly, it's a young boy there, Lucius.
It's a little Jewish boy.
Okay.
Tell me your name.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a boy. Yeah.
Taylor.
I was really starting to
You just
like
throws a
you.
newspaper at him?
Finny. I almost let you go.
Pause it.
What?
Did you pause it?
Oh no.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Who are you?
You know all our names?
It doesn't work. Hang it up. I made you some breakfast.
Where'd you put that?
Salt and pepper.
Have you seen this boy?
My brother, he was taken.
By a man with black balloons.
All right, good enough.
So, are you looking forward to this? What are your?
It just got released, or excuse me, that second trailer just got released. But yeah, I think I don't pay for scary movies to see in theater, but I think that looks pretty good. It's whoever is making trailers now. Please stop it. Let's hire.
I agree. Please
hire the old team.
Yeah.
Let's stop the new trailer thing.
All right. Well, we're almost at 2 hours, not quite, but I thank you both for being on. For sure, Luke, closing out your Forcing Gods campaign. PUBG $1, just staying pretty for the rest of us. You got any ambitions for like starting up your channel again, doing more shows, anything, J-Mine? Don't bullshit
me. Yes.
And if you do, will you have me on so I can make fun of you?
Yes, sure.
Please, yeah. Please have all of us. But thanks anybody who stopped by. We had El Gargoyle, Joe Ball, Perth Comics, Well Read Comics. Thanks guys for dropping in. And you're all welcome to come on anytime you want. I should just drop the fucking link in the thing. I can get six of you in here.
It's just us three. Me, Lucius, and J Dollar.
Yeah, well, there's always room to grow. But thanks for coming on.
No room. None.
We're closing out for the night. Thanks guys for being on. Take it easy.
Stay fresh.
And black.